On Galaxy Today Live, in case you're just joining us, and this morning, we'll be looking at cultism, a national menace. Higher institutions are almost on the daily recording a high rate of violence and killings going on in our institutions. Plus, certain environments also have this little groups, pocket of groups, you know, that are into cult activities and all of that, and this has become a major worry for security operatives and for the larger society, and that basically is our topic of discussion for this morning. We have with us on the program this morning two well-spoken personalities who will be helping us to take a look at this topic. It's a pleasure to have the Commandant General for Crisis Control Action Squad and the person of Ezia Takulu Osakwe. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Good morning.
All right, we also have a friend of the show. She is an educationist and she's also the online editor for Riverine Media. It's a pleasure to have Mrs. Nelly Agu on the program. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for coming again. All right, remember that you can join this conversation by making use of all of our social media platforms. On Twitter, we are at Galaxy Today Live. Facebook is www.facebook.com/GalaxyTV, or you can send an SMS to the number 0802-836-8971.
All right, Chief, let us start with you. Let us try and get a bit of a direction when it comes to cultism, because in our pre-chat you talked about occult, cultism, and court, and you seem to say there's a bit of a difference amongst these three concepts.
Yes, this word cult or occult or cultism has been misplaced. It has been removed from the actual position to a very grotesque-based position that it has lost its real concept. And so people misinterpret it, and people teach about it in such a way as if it is a horror, which is not. And now bandits use it to cloak themselves as if they possess a kind of supernatural power, which is not true. The word cult, everybody should look at it in his dictionary, his or her dictionary. It's very simple. Devotion, worship, or an enthusiasm for a person. So if in that sense you believe that somebody has such power to command and you follow such person, then you are practicing cult. But cult means worship, which means all religious bodies are nothing than cult. That is what the word means. So it does not connote evil. Now, within this group of worshippers or denominations of churches, you will find those who actually do reverence only. Then you find those who leave that point of reverence to the Almighty, and they go into clairvoyancy, clairaudience, and clairsentience, trying to show that they are able to dig beyond the physical and be able to tell what is behind the person. Either the evil is following such a person, which may be the brother or the sister. And all.
Sorry, does soothsaying fall into that as well?
Soothsaying, yes, soothsaying falls into
that.
it.
Okay.
And so it gives it now a different elevation, which in our sense of sincerity is demonic. And then it goes up to, after having told the person the problem, maybe from the family or friend or other than that, as native doctors do, then it comes up to say, I have a recipe. It is this recipe that is occultism. The moment you begin to use material things, get a goat, get cloth, get candle, get red pepper, get this, combining matter into the worship of the Almighty, you are practicing occultism. It is in reality working, because man has the ability to bring about forms, demonic forms, phantonic forms, benevolent forms, which guide each person. So there are concentration points, even in churches. There is, I've experienced so many churches when you take a madman in there. The possessing spirit stands outside the church. Because of the incantation, the strength of the incantation in that church will not allow its own vibration to harmonize with the vibration in the church. And so it stays outside. And the person gets healed. And as soon as the person steps out of there, it comes back. So it is when you go to shrines. The shrine is built in such a way as if it connotes power. And then at the end of the day, by the time you leave the shrine, you discover that that thing which you thought was sorted out wasn't sorted out. And so there are gradations. Thereby, I have always said, what the students are practicing is not cult, occult and occultism. They are practicing vandalism, criminology. And I said this in Uli University. I wrote a book on this, and I was in, a questioner, a young lady said, yes, Oga, but they have some powers because they read the 7 books of Moses. And I said, I have 7 books of Moses with me here. It does not make anybody mad. Book is book. And he was shocked. I said, yeah, you want to read? It makes no sense.
Okay.